Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 BMW 330i. This is the xDrive model. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. So this 330i is finished off in black sapphire metallic. MSRP is just over at $55,000. And this is powered by the 2-liter twin power turbo inline 4-cylinder. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 255 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, sent through that xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 3,700 pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. It has a top speed of 156 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 15.6 gallons. You'll expect to see around 24 miles per gallon in the city, 33 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 112.2 inches. Its overall length is 185.7. It has a width of 71.9 and a height of 57 inches. Now for this particular 330i, this is equipped with the M Sport Pro package, M Sport, Shadowline package, driver assistance, and the premium package. So we have a very well equipped 330i. Working our way to the exterior styling now, you'll notice for the kidney grille, it's finished off in gloss black, where this also has active grille shutters. So all of those will open up to provide cooling to the engine when needed. This also has a very nice set of headlight housings. Everything is LED, of course. There's a dark inner housing to them, and they have a nice design coming off the sides of that grille. There's parking sensors up front, a lot more cutouts, even some inlets on the far edges there to provide some better airflow and aerodynamics, and very nice lines that run throughout that front bumper. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a gloss black for the wheels, along with having those red M Sport brake calipers. There's also the body colored side mirrors, which have the turn signal on them. There's a sunroof up top, and then some very subtle lines that run down the side. For the 3 Series, it has a very good look to it with all of those and a few lines in that lower side skirt there. Now this also has a body colored spoiler. There's the backup camera with all the parking sensors, as well as the dark housings for those LED taillights. Now this model is not equipped with the remote start, but that is an option that you can get for this if you would like it. You can use the key fob though to release the trunk, or use that button up underneath as needed. Now in the back, there's a storage bin on that driver's side. There's also one over on the passenger side. No storage underneath the floor, but you have a pretty good amount. And then you can also fold down the back seat. So when you do that, that gives you a lot more interior space, just depending on the items that you have. There's also a grab handle up underneath, very light trunk lid to close. Now this also has the proximity door handle, so you can lock and unlock it from the back doors, which is nice. And then for this interior, there's brushed aluminum, Harman Kardon for the audio, some storage in that lower section there, and then leather for the seats. And at 5'10", it's pretty easy to hop into the back, where I have a good amount of leg room. There's also vents, all of your adjustments there, some auxiliaries down below. And at my height, I have about a ½ inch or so of headroom. So it's comfortable for the size of this 3 Series. Right in the middle, you can also fold down the armrest, where you have 2 cup holders there, and you can even fold down this middle seat by itself. So if you want to use a higher armrest, or you have some items to place through, you can easily do that. So it's small, but it's doable for its size again. And then up front, there's the memory seating adjustments. Your side mirrors are power folding, all the window controls and trunk release as well. And then the automatic front seats with the 1 manual adjustment for the leg support there that you can control. And then once we hop in, we're greeted with a fully wrapped leather steering wheel. It's heated, there's brushed aluminum accents too, cruise control settings on the left side. On the right side, there's volume tuning, Bluetooth controls. There's also paddle shifters as well. But let's start this up, take a listen to the 330. And coming back to the gauge cluster now, you'll notice on the left side there's miles per hour, right side there's the tach. There's also some information right in the middle, and you can use this button right here to further go through this. So you can pull up the content, and now you can scroll through that just depending on what you would like to see. There's the compass, as well as some other vitals. You have the miles per hour that you can view. You can also adjust the layout too. So you can go through this depending on how you would like to view all of that content that you have. And then the last one is for the head-up display. So currently it's just showing miles per hour and the speed limit sign. We can also pull up the compass, look at the tach, and then reduced view is going to be the same as standard there. And then over on this left side, there's all the headlight adjustments along with a dimmer switch. There's one air vent. And then looking at the infotainment system now, there's the home button on that far left side where you have a bunch of widgets that you can easily go through. You can even add some as needed depending on what you would like to have. You can also go through all of these icons as well. There's Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's also your key card, your displays, your interior lighting, driving settings that you can get into. So you can go through all of that. And you can even use the controls down below to further go through this information. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. And then you do have more shortcuts on this left side to further get into all of that. Now the climate menu is right in the middle, so you can quickly get into all of that along with the heated seats and your temperature controls too. So those are on both sides as well. Now there's a really nice trim accent just underneath that along with two air vents. Then there's power and volume tuning, a few defrosters, and then with this trim accent on the lid, wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries are just underneath that. There's some more lighting too on the shifter, so it's on the top section there. If we push that forwards, that is for reverse, where this model just has the backup camera along with the sensors, and then you have drive and sport mode to use those paddle shifters. Now on this left side, there's traction control, parking sensors, the engine start stop, and then a few different driving modes that you can go through. So there's sport mode, comfort, and eco and sport have a few different settings within them. There's auto hold and the e-brake there, along with some auxiliaries in the armrest, plenty of storage in the glove box too. And then garage door buttons are up top, along with the adjustments for the sunshade and the sunroof. And here's a look at visibility. It's very open, so you can clearly see over both shoulders. As we set off now behind the wheel for the 330i, this is the second LCI that I've been able to drive. The first one was just rear wheel drive. Now we have the all-wheel drive system. I'm not really testing the differences with those, but it's nice just depending on what you prefer in your sedan. You have those two options, as well as the rest of the options that you can add, again, depending on your budget and what you would like. So this is a really nice family style sedan from BMW. It's got a good bit of power there too, with just a mild acceleration. If you're not looking for that next step, even the M340 before you get to the M3, you just want a really nice, refined, luxury feeling sedan at a cost that some other brands are even at. Let's say some Toyota sedan models, a lot of vehicles are creeping up into the high 40s, mid $50,000 range. You can get into a luxury vehicle like this BMW for about the same as some other brands like that. So if you're looking for a vehicle like this, it's not all that expensive when you compare it to some other brands and what they have to offer. It drives very nice. It's very smooth too. This is a vehicle that is going to be a great daily driver, especially when you compare it to the M340 and the M3. Those are a little bit more performance oriented as you get to both of those levels, and they have a lot more performance features. So again, if you just want something that's going to drive very nice, it's not loud, it's really nicely equipped, this is a good option to go with. Now if we put it into sport mode and we put it into S mode, where we can use these paddle shifters now, I do like that BMW still gives you some of those sporty characteristics. So we can use these paddles now, and they're very smooth. It's a quick car. For not even quarter throttle there, we are up to speed. Shifts are smooth, both upshifting and downshifting. And it definitely has an adequate amount of power for the style sedan that this is. It's also very comfortable. I like the seats here. They're definitely in a good spot. And it's a very nice vehicle to be behind the wheel of. We have a lot of nice materials in this. It's about fully loaded. The xDrive is going to cost more than the rear wheel drive version, and with all the packages on this, you might creep up to just under 60, but I don't think you'll cross 60. You'll go up to the M340 before that happens. And so for the mid $50,000 range, it's definitely a good option to go with. And so from second gear sport mode, here we go. And like I said earlier, very smooth, very quick for that mild acceleration. So there's a lot more potential with this vehicle as far as the power goes. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the 330i. And as far as the different driving modes go, let's go ahead and put it into eco mode, where you still can utilize the paddle shifters here, which I think is nice, but it definitely is going to delay your throttle response. Shifts still seem pretty quick, which is nice to see, but just depending on how you're driving this for the day, you do have those performance characteristics that you can change, but there's nothing as far as the suspension or exhaust or anything like that, like some of the other higher 3 Series trim levels go. But this is a really nice place to be. It handles well too, for being just a more on the basic side. We do have the upgraded brakes, which is nice, but just a normal suspension setup. But it seems to handle very well around the turns that I've been able to do today, just as far as its overall ride quality as well. And there's not a whole lot. There's a lot of technology, not a whole lot of buttons, so we do have a lot more in the screen there. That's something that I've seen in previous comments. It's kind of 50-50 on whether you like it or don't like it, but I think it's a nice design for the inside of this car. And there's a good bit of space too. So if you're looking for a family sedan, you don't want something that's too big, this is a good option to go with because you can still fit car seats in the back. I've had friends with 3 Series that have made them work as a family style vehicle. So if you want something a little bit more on that smaller side, maybe something better for city driving, or even just, you know, doing a turnaround like this, it's not a big vehicle, so it makes doing a turn like this relatively easy. And you can also opt for the 360 camera system, so you can get the camera up front, which this is missing. So just if you need a little bit more of a bird's eye view, you can do that. But it's definitely a great option to go with. We'll do another acceleration here real quick as we pass another 330. And we can get back up to speed and then on the brakes as needed. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 BMW 330i. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Charlotte for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down below. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.